Alright guys, this is the full in-depth tour of our whole entire bushcraft shelter here. So we're going to start right here at our wood storage. So our wood storage is made, it's just a stick tied in between two trees. We got all these logs over it. So there's a tarp covering over that, and then you just store our wood in here. Pretty simple wood storage right here to start. Coming more into the camp, got this wall right here to block this north wind from blowing all our fire smoke directly into the shelter. We got our spit and a roasting stick, and that's how we cook in our fire, as you saw in the last crappie catch and cook video, along with our nice bench right here. So moving on past the shelter over here, this spot is more of an unfinished spot, but we just put all our scrap wood in here for any projects we want to build. We already got ready wood and whatnot, or material that we need. Now, actually, as you can see over here, you can see the tarp lining on top of the logs, and that really helps keep everything dry this time of year. So moving on to our shelter, we got our nice flag right here and the walls of the shelter. So we're going to show you that. Roll up door. And so here's the wall construction. The shelter is a circular style, and there's these two stakes. They're tied together, and they're like every 12 inches of this whole thing. And these are cedar boughs. They're very flexible and they don't rot at all. So we weave the whole shelter all the way around with these, which gives it a lot of structure. And as you can see right here, there's a little piece showing. Then we put a bunch of ferns all the way around the outside as insulation, covered that with bark for a siding, and held that on with just another cedar bough that we tucked back in. And that creates a very thick, basically bulletproof wall all the way around the outside. Now the roof is constructed 7 main poles that go up, and then 2 smaller poles in between them. The 7 main poles go down into the ground about a foot. So then, like, this thing will never fall over with how strong the roof is. Yeah. Roof is stout, and it will never fall. And speaking of the roof, it is done with all these boughs. We just laid them all on top of it, really thick, like 12 inches thick. Covered the top of that with moss. Obviously, it's all covered in snow. Now coming on the inside of our shelter, we have secondary firewood storage under the bed. Got our shelf right here, just some useful stuff, percolator, axes, saw, just a good spot to store anything we need. Over here we got a chair to one of our shooting windows right here, and you can move this stump right over here, and you can see out that window right there to hunt. Now for the main part of the shelter, got this nice log bed right here, which is pretty sweet. And there's just a little peek window right here, because there's a nice little lane you can see right down in through there. And then if you look right here, you can really see just how sturdy these walls are with these weaved cedar boughs with these sticks about every 12 inches, just pinching them together. And I mean, this sucker is stout all the way around the whole thing. And then you can see here's one of our 7 main poles all going up with 2 smaller poles in between each of them. And that is basically the whole layout of the inside of the shelter.